What is up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is the season wrap-up video. It's going to be spread in two parts. Part one, which is me explaining how the season went, showing you my trophies, medals, and explaining basically what went wrong, what went right. At the end of the video, it'll be a season wrap-up, just basically saying what is going forward. So should I say a beginning of the off-season and what the future lies. So that's what this part one is. Part two is going to be more video based, so more videos taken throughout the season. This video is going to be so mumbo jumboed, I'm afraid, because I was filming it to begin with, and long story short, my phone battery and storage ran out and died on me. So I've not had a good start to the video, so I've had to do this part, clip it into the next part, and clip back to this part where I see exit. Again, thank you for the love and support. I apologise this video has been so late. It's probably 3 or 4 weeks from the previous video. It's about 4 or 5 weeks post-show. So what I'll do is I'll stop rabbiting on now because there's enough to listen to. I'll catch you in the next part where I've shown you my trophies, and I'll catch you back here at the end when we're basically going over what's next for me. So I'll start off by, I won't show you all of them. We obviously got the British Finals invite. I think we ended up the season with 3 or 4 of these. So I've got one in the frame, the rest is in like a little folder, so this will go up on the wall. At the Fitex British Finals, we did meet Ronnie, so we've got a signed photo of Ronnie. I've also got a photo of myself and Ronnie, which is in another photo frame, and they're up on the wall as well. And we've got my first Fitex British Finals invite as well. This one was from Dudley. I think we ended up the season on 3 of these, no? 3 or 4 of these, so we've got quite a few of these again. This one's on the wall, the rest are going to be in a folder. I just like to keep the stuff from show to show. I know all the British Finals invites are the exact same. To me, I just like looking back and seeing, oh, I qualified from this show, qualified from this show, so it's quite nice for me to actually keep that. So we'll hop straight into show 1. This show was my worst look of the season, and we gradually got better throughout the season, so we can prove to myself that I can get better even though we put our body under a lot of stress. So Fitex was the first show, it's up in Dudley. It's where we actually got this British Finals invite. So the first one was in Dudley. We done 2 classes there. It's my first ever time in Fitex, and I must say it was quite nice. We done junior bodybuilding where we ended up taking the win. So we've got our Fitex first place trophy here. Again, we have had it signed by Ronnie at the Fitex British Finals, but this was the actual official first place I've ever had. So this was quite a nice one for myself. We also had the first place medal to go with that. So we've got a nice medal and a nice trophy from the first Fitex show of the season. This was where I done classic as well, so it's the first time I've ever done an adults class rather than junior bodybuilding, because I know I want to be classic. So I thought I'd try classic out. It's a bit of a stress because I was worried about the weight cap, and that show was about 90, 91 kilos, and in my head I had to be 92 kilos was my weight cap. So I was worried I was going to push over. Anyway, my weight cap's about 96, 97 kilos, so we've got a lot of growing room. Again, like I said, this was my worst look for the season. We unfortunately didn't place in the classic, so we just walked away with the medal, but we did get 4th out of 6 of us, I think there was. So I'm happy with that for my first ever run out in adults. So we've got 1st place and a 4th place in the first Fitex show of the season, and that was in Dudley. As a wrap up for that show, we know we needed more conditioning, but it was just to sort of dust some cobwebs off, get some posing in, get some rounds in, and just to see how we stack up throughout the season. And I can't be more happier than the look we brought, other than it improved throughout the season, so all benefits really. Our second show was the PCA Midlands. It was the, forgive me a second, I've got the dates wrote down here because there's a long season. So Dudley won, the Fitex Dudley was August the 17th. Our show 2 was the PCA Midlands, which was September the 14th. We didn't place, there's no placement there. We got another participant's medal, which I love collecting medals and trophies, so for me I'm quite happy with that, but I would have liked to get a bit better. I think I got 5th in that one. We did get the British Finals invite as well, so every show we competed in this year we have got British Finals invite, so there's all positives there. But yeah, that was our first PCA show this year. and we didn't place. It was a crazy lineup, but we improved from the FitX show. So if I give me a second, so roughly 14 to 15 days, possibly a bit more, we improved. So the package we brought for the PCA one compared to the FitX one was much improved. So we really proved to ourselves, actually, we just need to push a bit further and we can improve. So that's show 1 and show 2. Show 3 was Manchester, September the 18th. So that's 14 days after the PCA one. I got 2nd in juniors and 3rd in classic, and I think the improvement we made in that 14 days was crazy. We really brought a new package to that show, where actually on show day we hit a prep low. So on show day we hit a prep low, and you could really tell the condition we brought compared to the first FitX to second FitX. The condition was night and day different. We was about 8 to 9 kilos lighter, and that was within a month, maybe a bit longer than a month. And it was a great show. I enjoyed it. Both lineups, juniors and the classic adults, had multiple people in. There's like 5, 6, 7 people in both classes. We walked away with 2nd place in the junior class. So I can't be more happy, to be honest with you, because that really proves to myself, actually I'm a bit more competitive than I thought. And to walk away with 2nd place, I was very happy with. So we did get the 2nd place in that junior class. And we got the 3rd place in the classic class. So again, that proves to me that actually I am classic, and I don't want to push for size. I want to push for good size, but more classic look than open look or novice look. So I'm very happy. This is my first placement in an adult class, so this one is very happy for me to get. We also got two medals with that one, so we've got 2 trophies, 2 medals. Again, I think that was one of my better looks of the season. We do get better throughout the season, but that day I think that solidified to me, actually, do you know what? I am classic, I am competitive, and we just got 2nd and 3rd in 2 lineups of 6 or 7 people. Again, that 3rd place is a bit funny because the lad would come 2nd, who beat me, he actually went to the FitX British Finals, and I ended up beating him in the British Finals. So that proves to me that I did get better throughout the season. So again, that's 3rd place. Could have even been a 2nd place on a different day, but like I said, buzzing with the result. Now we've got a nice little run of PCA shows. This was actually a back-to-back show. We've done the Saturday and the Sunday. The show 4 was PCA Yorkshire. We got October the 11th. We got 4th place in that lineup, and the lineup was probably about 7 or 8 of us. And honestly, I stood backstage and was like, I'm not even going to get top. I'm going to come last place, basically, I was thinking. But when they were reading the numbers out, I was like, oh, they got to 4th place and read mine out, and I was buzzing with the result. I was well happy with 4th. Again, we did get another British Finals invite. On October the 12th, which was Sunday, this was in Stafford, so the PCA again, we actually got our first top 3 in PCA. So I'm buzzing with a top 3 in PCA. That's what the aim was this season, to try and get a top 3 in the PCA, which we've achieved. So I was really, really happy with actually being able to push that and get a top 3. This is where PCA swapped the participants' medals. They turned them to black instead of the silver. I really like the black. I think the black looks really smart. So this was for the October the 11th, which was in Yorkshire, where we come 4th. Again, the black medals are very cool. And here is our first top 3 in PCA. It was 3rd place. I can't be too annoyed about that. I'm happy with that. I think it's a fair result. So we did get 3rd place. Again, another participant's black medal. And we did get the regional qualifier 3rd place plaque from PCA as well. So this is my first PCA one. Actually, it's my only PCA one so far. Hopefully next time we compete we can change colour or get a couple more of these. So our first plaque, which I'm buzzing with, that's sort of the aim for the season to try and achieve. As a whole, that weekend was a lot of driving. It's about 5.5 hour drive from home to Hull, and then from Hull to Stafford, Stafford to home. We probably racked up about over 10 hours of driving easily that weekend between Friday, Saturday and Sunday. But it was a very good weekend, beneficial weekend. We could prove to ourselves we could do back-to-back shows 2 days in a row. and we didn't fade. We probably got a bit better for the second show, to be honest with you. We also learnt that show was where we done our first ever tan, so we've learnt that we can do our own tan, but to be more beneficial, we do our base coat the night before, and then the morning show day tan we get the federation to do, and I think that's worked very well towards the end of the season. So again, all of these shows here, our first, second and third, we just got the federation to do it. This show, well, the two shows, sorry, this October the 11th and 12th, we done our own tan. And the October the 11th, you can see we done our own tan. It was really bright. We wasn't as dark as the others. October the 12th, we done our base coat, and then the show day tan PCA done, and you couldn't tell any different. So that's what we're going to do for next time we actually compete. Again, so far this is roughly just over the halfway point of the season. So that would have been show 4 and show 5. So at this point, we've already had a pretty crazy season. The next show was the biggest show of the year, in my opinion, and it's the show I really wanted to go for the experience. It was the PCA British Finals. That's October the 19th. It's a 2-day event. We was on the second day, and the medal they gave for the participants' medal was awesome. It was a really cool medal, the British Finals medal. So we did get the British Finals medal. We thought we'd cash in our British Finals qualification. I'm buzzing about that. That was one of the main goals this year, was to get a top 4 in PCA and to compete in the British Finals, because I just wanted the experience to compete in the British Finals, and now I've had that experience, I don't want to just go to compete. Next time I want to go and try and prove to myself and prove to everyone else that actually, do you know what, I can be competitive and aim for, I think I probably got 7th in this one, aim for at least the top 4, maybe even the top 5 in the next one. So when we come back for the PCA British Finals, we're going to stay humble enough to know it's a crazy standard, but we're going to be eager enough to know actually we're going to get a top 4, top 5 hopefully. So again, that will be classic, but I'll talk a bit more about that at the end for what the future holds. The next two shows, so that's show 6, we've only got 2 more left. These were back-to-back shows as well. This was November the 1st and November the 2nd. It was the final qualifier for FitX, and it was also the British Finals for FitX, sorry. So it was the first and the second, a 2-day event, both in Birmingham. Again, the first day was a little bit questionable with the junior results. I got second. I think I probably deserved first. A few other people said I probably deserved first, but it's a subjective sport. Judges saw different, and you just have to respect what the judges say. At the end of the day, I'm not a judge. I'm not a qualified judge, so I can't say I deserved it because I don't know what they're looking for. So at the end of the day, I got second. I can't complain, especially about the season I've already had. So second place is another trophy. So again, I can't complain, but I personally believed I got first, but it's irrelevant. It's been and done now. There's no point in moaning, no point in complaining. I haven't had a bad experience with FitX. It's nothing to do with FitX. FitX has been a good federation for me this year. And in the Classic one, I come third. The 2 lads who beat me in Classic were over 10 years older than me, and they just had that bit more muscle maturity. They had that more muscle mass. The conditioning wasn't massively different between myself and the other 2. It's just they had that bit extra size, bit extra maturity. So I come third. Again, a second and a third in the final qualifier I'm happy with. Again, we did get another British Finals invite, but they're all in the folder. So here was, again, another second and another third. So that goes on to the tally of how many we've done this year already. Again, I really do like these plaques. They're sort of glass plaques with the FitX Federation on the front. They're really nice plaques. The only downfall of them is they chip quite easily at the bottom. As you saw, this one's chipped here. This was chipped before I even got it. So they're just quite fragile, so you'll have to be very careful when, or if you guys get one of these, just be very careful with them. But I do really like the plaques. I think it's nicer than a silver or bronze cross for the FitX like I've seen in the past. They're quite nice. Quite nice on the old trophy cabinet as well. And then that leaves us to the final show of the season, which was the FitX British Finals, which was on the 2nd of November in Birmingham as well. This show, to me, I was sort of not expecting anything. I was just going again for experience. I wanted to beat my 7th for PCA, so that was the aim. and we done juniors and classic again, the same as every other FitX show this year. And I must say, I had a positive result this time. I think both results were fair. I got second place in the juniors. We got the big old second place trophy, the cup for second place in junior bodybuilding. The lad that beat me, Patrick, great bodybuilder. He actually was the one who beat me in the PCA where I got third. He comes second as well, so he beat me twice this year. He then went through and done the Worlds, and in the Worlds he ended up coming second for PCA as well. So he's a great bodybuilder. Again, I think the result was completely fair. I definitely think the things that's held me back this year is my back. My back is awful. But again, I think the result was fair. So I'm buzzing with second place. And one of the lads will come third in this show, I've already beaten twice this year. So I'm happy I was able to stay that much further above him. Just because if I ended up coming third and he'd beaten me, that would have proved to me that I've got worse throughout the season. And I hadn't. I'd beaten him, so I was able to get the second place by beating the third place I've already beaten this year, meaning I've kept getting better, because he's got better throughout the season as well, but I've kept getting better. So again, great day. I'm buzzing to actually have a British Finals Cup in me room. So that's the second British Finals of the year. I'll put this one on the floor because it's quite big getting in the way. We then had a little breather, and that's when we obviously got our FitX trophy signed by Ronnie. We've got the photo of Ronnie, we've got the Ronnie signature. We had a nice little relaxing time, and then I was called back up on stage again for the classic. This time they shoved two classic groups into one, so we had the medium and the talls. There's two of us medium and two of us tall, there's four of us. And I come third place in that one. Again, it's another trophy, another cup trophy. So we've got the cup trophy, third place, a little bit smaller than the second place one. As you can see, again, the first place one's even bigger, but we didn't achieve that. We've got second and third, size difference. Again, I'm really happy with this one because the lad what come fourth had already beaten me this season, where I got third in FitX in Manchester. So I was almost worried that I wasn't going to get top three because of the pure factor. I was the lightest in the group. I was the youngest in the group by over 10 years. And on top of that, one of the lads had already beaten me this year. And the other two, one of them was in my height cap, but the other one was taller, sorry. So I was a bit worried that he had a bit more size as well. So I was worried I was going to get fourth. And ended up beating the lad that beat me earlier on in the season. So that gave me the third place, which I'm buzzing about because that meant I got better throughout the season. Again, this is our third place. As a whole, the weekend was a great weekend. So that's pretty much our season done. We've done 8 shows, that's all 8 shows ticked off. That puts us into 9 shows total in our career. We've done a first time as last year in Hull, 8 shows this year. I cannot be happier. The amount of trophies, medals, certificates and experiences I've had, it can't be matched. I'm buzzing with it. We've got a nice little trophy area upstairs. Again, I might put it at the end of the video, or I might just lay them out on the table and take a photo of them. Again, that'll be somewhere in the video, maybe even the thumbnail. But I love trophies. I don't know if you guys love trophies. That's why I wanted to show you all my trophies and medals today. To me, it just makes me more excited for the future, and it makes me more motivated for the off season, purely off the basis these are actually on my bedside table because it's the best place to put them, and we've got a medal rack up on the wall where we hang the medals on. And it's nice because when you wake up in the morning you see them. Before you go to bed, you're having your nighttime tablets, you see them. So it just keeps you motivated to say, oh, look what I've already done, now I need to go to the next step in my career. Again, myself and Matt, I am still working with Matt in the off season. I'm not swapping coaches. Matt has done absolutely amazing for me this season. I cannot complain one bit about Matt. He can probably complain a lot about me because I expect he didn't want to do as many shows as we've done, but he has got me there. He has improved me from show to show. He's pushed me to my limits this year, which is what I needed, which I wanted, and I've got all these trophies and medals to show for it. So what he's done for me this season is incredible. Nobody can question the effort he's put in, to the point where it's even like daily check-ins for almost 2 to 3 months. So he has put some craft into my career so far. So again, it's a buzzing result. For the future of my career, as I just alluded on just then, we are sticking with Matt. We're not going to swap coaches. I'm staying with Matt. Again, we've set up a little plan for the future. I will not be competing next year. So the whole of 26, gone. No shows for me. I might still be coming to some shows possibly because one of my friends, who's also our gym owner, might be competing. So I expect I'll go and watch him and show support for him. And if any of my other friends from the gym compete, I'll probably go and see them. So maybe you'll have some more show day videos. It just won't be me competing. Again, if Matt, my coach, competes again next year, possibly he might not. If he competes next year, I expect we'll go and see those shows as well. Again, he's a PCA pro, so he might do the University British Finals, the Worlds, wherever those 3 shows might be. Hopefully we might go and make it, might be able to watch it, so you might still have show day videos, it just won't be me competing. Will I miss it? I will miss it a lot. I love the competing, I love the whole process of dialing down, of pushing your body to the extreme, the tan the night before, the tan the morning of, the smell of the tan, the stepping up on stage, the comparison rounds, the posing routines. The only thing I don't like is the pose off a 60-second pose. I do not like one bit, but the rest of it I really enjoy. So I will miss competing, and it will be a hard adjustment going from 8 shows this year to nothing. It will be a really hard adjustment, but that's where I wake up in the morning and see these, keep motivated towards my goal. The goal will be 2027, at a very latest 2028. So the next plan for us is to not do as many shows next year. We're going to try and pick our shows sensibly. This year I just wanted to get as much shows under my belt as possible. I wanted to get as much stage experience, as much presence as I could, as much experience in the whole leading up to the shows, experience in the tans, experience in the morning of the show, experience post shows. Because last year I really messed up post show. This year I'm 3 weeks post show, so this video's come a bit late. I'm 3 weeks post show, and I've put a bit more weight than I'd like to on, but not a mass amount. Last year I put 30 kilos on in 5 days. This year I've put about 6 kilos on in 3 weeks. It's not amazing because I'd have only liked to put a kilo or 2 on in that 3 week period. But I've had my birthday, my partner's birthday. I've been working away for the last 6 days, so sticking to diet, working away for like 10-hour days has been near on impossible. I've also had to train in the Pure gym up in where I was working, and that was really hard to get my sessions down. So I have put a bit more weight on than I'd like to have, but at the end of the day, we've kept it fairly good. So the plan is to do 2 or 3 shows next time. We're looking to do a regional qualifier for a PCA, and then go straight into the British finals. And we're looking to do a random FitX show throughout the year, possibly around the same time. We might try and do something like a Yorkshire or a Stafford, maybe even a back-to-back in October, which leads us into the British finals in October. And then November the 1st and 2nd, or whatever it would be, the Saturday and Sunday, for the regional qualifier for FitX, and then the British finals for FitX. So that would probably be the 4 shows for us. If we qualify for the Worlds and all goes well at the British finals for a PCA, I expect we will be doing the Worlds. It doesn't matter where it is, we will probably be doing the Worlds. So there's sort of our 4 or 5 shows mapped out. We don't know the dates because we're not even in 2026 yet, and this will be 2027, possibly 2028. So again, it's a long time, but my body needs it. I need the rest from competing. I need the rest. I need to put 20 kilos of muscle mass on to be competitive, because at the moment I'm a hell of a lot below my weight cap. So that is the plan. I cannot put 20 kilos on in a year. I can put it on in 2 years if we really nail everything. So the protocol is maintain as we are now and go up small amounts. We're having a little drag back just so I drop the body fat off from what I put on for the week away, but that's the plan. So again, thank you for watching that part of my video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the trophies and medals and all of the whole season. I've started to touch up on the post-show, what's happening in the off-season, what future shows are. So I'm not going to really go over that. I'm just going to sort of end the video here, but give you a little breakdown. We had a great season as a whole. I can't complain one bit. Myself and Matt's worked hard towards our goals this season, and I've achieved them, so I'm buzzing with that. The future, again, we've got 4 or 5 shows mapped out for 2027, possibly 2028, as I previously mentioned in the middle part of this video. Basically all I'm saying is the off season is going to be going ahead sort of January time. We're just having a rebound at the moment. My body composition has come back quite nice after my week away for work, so we're not going to be doing cutting too much. We're just going to be maintaining now / upping calories slightly for now until January. Get my bloods done mid-December, end December, possibly even beginning of January, and then start smashing the off season from mid to end of January. So it's exciting times ahead. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support, and I apologise so much about it being such a prolonged video, and on top of that for being so far out of date. 3 weeks, 4 weeks since the previous video. We will be on top of it now in the off season. We'll be doing at least 1 video every week. So stay tuned to that. Hopefully we can try and push 250 subscribers by the end of next year. That's the goal. We're on 107 at the moment. So again, thank you for all the support. We'll be looking to smash it out next year. I'll catch you in the next one, which will actually be 2 videos time, because the next one will just be the season wrap up of videos. The next one, which will be a 3rd video, so this is 1, 2, and the 3rd video will be the start of the off season, and we're coming back with a push A, which is chest focused push session. So I'm excited to show you my new regime and see how my strength goes up in the off season. Catch you in the next one.